Last week I lost two loved ones just days apart from each other. Last week I lost two loved ones just days apart from each other, and so naturally death has been heavily on my mind. Our lives can be cut short with absolutely no notice, or we can be lucky enough to see our family grow and die comfortably in our bed, having gone to confession. We really don't know how it's going to end for us. The only guarantee is that we will die one day. Regardless of that, death is always a very sad thing to deal with, and it can be confusing, especially if our loved ones were taken from us quite unexpectedly. And it's still a very sad thing when they're sick and growing weaker by the minute. Regardless of how our loved ones pass away, it's a very sad thing to experience. And as I mentioned, I had two people die last week, and I thought about their lives, and they both happened to have been blessed with a long life. One of them, a close family friend, lived her life serving on retreats as the kitchen lady who took charge in making all the meals. Outside of retreats, she volunteered her talents and made scarves for the elderly. I reflected on the life that she lived, and really a life lived for God, and I couldn't help but smile. I can imagine God greeting her and telling her how proud he is of her, and she chose to serve God any moment she got, and now she gets to spend, eternity with God. In addition to losing her, my husband's grandma also passed away 2 days after. That was an even greater loss because of the impact she has had on our family. Here's a lady who loved praying the rosary and loved going to Mass. She raised a family whose greatest attribute is their humility. She constantly put others before herself and shared her faith with her children and grandchildren. She made it a habit of going to Mass on holidays, and if family members didn't make it to Mass, she would go again with them so that they wouldn't go alone. Here's another beautiful soul who lived a life for God in the simplest ways she knew how. Death is hard and it's heartbreaking. But when you've lived a life for God, death is a joyous moment. Let us not forget that this life is short, and that doesn't mean we get to do whatever we want. It means we're invited to live a life for God so that one day we can be with him for all of eternity. This world doesn't make this easy, but just take one day at a time. Wake up each morning and say, God, I give you this day. Today I choose to be a striving Catholic.